So, why should we send salawat on Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? What is the motivation? Why should I take out my time? When I can do other things too, right? I can recite Quran, I can recite Shahadat, Kalima and so many things, but why should I take out time for this particular dhikr? So, there are many factors. The first thing that I would like to mention is that you have to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in many places, and also we covered many examples too, right? He did so much for us. He did so much for us. We have so many favors for us. I mean, it's sufficient of a reason that because of him, we became Muslims, right? Because he was the one who taught us our faith. So that's why he's so special for us. But it didn't stop there. His love for us, his concern for us, and his so many favors on us, it really, really exceeds. We gave a lot of examples. I will give you one more hadith. So one time what happened? Aisha radiallahu anha, she saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She was his wife, right? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was very happy that day. So she thought, okay, it's a good chance. I will ask for dua to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So she said, Ya Rasulullah, make dua to Allah for me. Make dua to Allah for me. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made dua to Allah that, oh Allah, forgive Aisha, forgive her past sins, forgive her future sins, forgive her hidden sins, forgive her apparent sins. A beautiful dua, right? So when Aisha radiallahu anha, she heard this dua, she was so happy. She was smiling so much. Obviously, it's so beautiful dua, and she knows whenever Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam makes a dua, it gets accepted, right? So she was so happy. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw that she was so happy, he asked, does my dua make you happy? So Aisha radiallahu anha, she said that, why shouldn't your dua make me so much happy? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said amazing thing. He said, Ya Aisha, by Allah, it is the same dua that I make for my ummah in every single prayer. Every single prayer. So not just Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, Qiyamul Layl, any sunnah that he prays, in every prayer, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he does this for you, me, you, everybody. Why did he do that? I mean, he didn't have to do it, right? I mean, he had 1,000 things to worry about, so many battles going on, so many issues, state issues. He takes out time for all of us. And now we say, why should I send salawat to Rasulullah? I will do something else. So I know Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if he was with us today, what would we do for him? You know, people used to carry his shoes, give him water. They had all those good moments with him. We don't have anything. He's not with us. The only thing that is left for us that we can do for him is to send salawat. Salah and salam on Rasulullah. That's the only thing that we can do. That is the only thing that can benefit him by making this dua. That's the best dua basically. So when you make salah and salam on Rasulullah, you basically tell Rasulullah that, Ya Rasulullah, I care for you and I want to do one small thing for you, so that I send my salah. I cannot really return all your favors, but one small thing that I can do is this. So that was one thing. And it's just the fact here that when our closed one passes away, right? When your father or your son or whoever closed is, when they pass away, what do? We make a lot of duas for that person. Oh Allah, forgive this person. Oh Allah, give him this Jannah, give him from protect him from Jahannam and hellfire and grave punishments and all. So we make all this dua, and we make this dua very vehemently, very, very passionately, that oh Allah, I want this dua to get accepted. That was for our close relative. But now we know the fact that we have to keep Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the top of our list. And he passed away, right? So now just try to imagine how much more vehemently you have to make dua for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it has to be more than what you do for your relatives. So that's why you have to send more salah and salam on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And as the brother said, why we have to send salawat? It's because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to send salawat on him. This verse that I have here, it's taken from Surah Al-Ahzab, verse number 56. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Indeed, Allah and His angels shower blessings on the Prophet. O you who believe, ask blessings on him and salute him with a worthy salutations. So that's the command here. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu. Send blessings, prayer upon Rasulullah and also send greetings to him, taslim, salam to Rasulullah. Greet him. So what is amazing here is that, yeah, we have to send salam, but not just us, the angels too, right? Malaika, they also send. But it doesn't stop there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also sends salah and salam to Rasulullah. You see, this thing is not a small thing anymore. It is such a high level thing. It's such a very, very special dua and salah and salam that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself does it. And how does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do it? We will see inshallah. But his way is different than ours. But just to show you that this is not some ordinary dhikr. We're talking about way, way top level dhikr here. And also, Rasulullah sallallahu it was his recommendation too. He urged us in many hadith, as we will see. He told us that send a lot of salawat upon me. And so, it was his wish, it was his desire. He didn't have to say that, but he liked all of us to send salawat upon him. So that's one thing. One other thing that should motivate us really. That Rasulullah is telling me I should do it. I mean, if this should be sufficient of a thing to convince us, but still people are lazy. People don't really. Sometimes they get lazy, and sometimes they don't really care about their religion. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said very strong ahadith in At-Tirmidhi, Sahih Hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that if my mention is made and in front of somebody, and if that person doesn't supplicate for me, doesn't make dua for me, then may his nose soil with dust. May Allah humiliate him. Basically, that's what it means. May Allah humiliate him, disgrace him. Because basically he's ignoring the command of Allah, he's ignoring all the wishes and desires of Rasulullah, he's ignoring all the favors that Rasulullah did. So basically there is a huge problem with his iman now, right? So that's why Rasulullah is saying that his humiliation, will be upon him. The humiliation will be upon him.
Isn't it also the dua after adhan?
Yeah, we are going to cover all the times that we are when we should say salawat, inshallah. And also one more hadith about this salawat is that about the bakhil, who is the miser? There are people who are very generous and there are people who are very miser, right? Who is the miser? So Rasulullah sallallahu defined it for us. He said that the miser is the one in whose presence I am mentioned, my name is mentioned, and he doesn't send salam upon me, doesn't supplicate for me. He is a miser. So that person is too lazy, and probably for him it's too difficult of a thing, and he ignores that, and that's why he doesn't have time. He thinks he doesn't have time. He's too miser with his time, he's too miser with his efforts, that he doesn't want to send a salawat on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this one is the scary one. And that hadith when Rasulullah was stepping up on his mimbar and he said Ameen, Ameen, Ameen 3 times. And this was the third one when Rasulullah, when Sahaba asked, why did you say Ameen, Ya Rasulullah? He said that Jibreel was making dua, and he said Ameen, and he told me to say Ameen, so I said Ameen. What did Jibreel said that? To cut that short, the third one that we are interested in, he said, Jibreel said that if your name is mentioned in the presence of a person and he does not send blessings upon you, may he enter in hell and Allah Jalla Jalaluhu cast him far away. So he said Ameen, and he told Rasulullah say Ameen. So Rasulullah said Ameen. Now that's scary because that is coming from Jibreel alayhi salam. He made the dua. He not only made the dua, he said Ameen. And on top of that, Rasulullah said Ameen. So now this is like a very, very big thing now. It's not a small thing anymore. So if you are doing out of laziness, it is very serious matter. You're saying, oh, not I already said that, so I don't have to say anymore. So we will mention exactly really, do you always have to say it, or one time is sufficient, or how many times should you say when you're sitting in a gathering? How much is obligatory, how much is recommended, when will we be punished, and so on. We will talk about it. But not saying this out of laziness, never saying it, and ignoring this and not giving the status of this dhikr, it's a big problem. It's a big problem. And we'll see inshallah.